I want to make the point for you and I that simplicity is not stupidity or shallowness, but it is mastery and it is power. You ready? Simplicity is leaving space for the core of what we want to grow in any fields. You know, that's one of my core problems. I create big visions, big stories, big systems. Complexity is there. It's super interesting for my mind. And then my 20-step process just falls apart because I need to sustain something with a structure that's too complex. I know. That's pretty stupid, but that's what I do all the time. It's a pattern of mine. And that's why I'm making this video. There's a famous line that was attributed to a lot of different authors. It's, sorry, I wrote a long letter because I didn't have the time and the leisure to write it shortly. And it really speaks to me because it's true, right? To make things simple, it takes work. To make things short, it takes work. You need to take some stuff out. You got to remove things that sometimes you like, that you've worked really hard on, and that you think define you. You have to remove your ego. You have to remove the things that make you feel smart. And that's scary. It's hard. Because when you remove the fluff and you have like a simple process, well, there's nowhere to hide. And that really scares me. So here's a few mastery examples. In martial arts, a beginner is going to put too much force, too much effort. A master makes it feel seamless because all of the waste has been taken out. A writer, when you start to write, you're so proud of the really awesome word that you put in. But there's a lot of master writers that say, just get yourself out of the way, right? In cooking, right? You do a complicated dish and it hides a lot of different things. But sometimes you do a recipe with like 3 ingredients and it's awesome because your ingredients are good. If you take all of the colors, you put them together, it's brown. Who wants to live in a brown world? And I don't know if you're like me, but in communication, something that I really want to work on a lot, it's the same. If somebody can't understand it, well, maybe you haven't clarified it enough, right? Negotiation. We feel insecure. We're going to use some tactics. The master and strongest negotiation, they come back to asking simple questions, hard questions sometimes, but very simple questions. What do you want? How can we both benefit from this? What do I want? Right? What's the next step? Simple, simple, simple. Simplicity does not make things smaller. It makes them easier to receive. It kind of opens the door, right? What could we do to have things more simple? There's a lot of different ways to do it, but I want to keep it simple today. So what I'm going to do is to try to focus on one thing that I could make simpler in my life. And for me, right now, it would be my analysis. So instead of being all head, well, I'm going to ask myself, what do I feel like doing? Right? A bit less of my head saying what would be the probable outcome of this situation, and just go into what do I feel like doing. And I'm going to do that for a few days or a few weeks and see what happens. You could take the same process for, one simple thing to do, one simple conversation to have, one simple question to ask. We complexify things. How can we make them simpler? So this is the end of the video. Simplicity is not shallow. It is mastery. It is power. And it's so good when it feels simple.